Well, good morning. So in this today's session, we'll discuss about partial views. So what is partial views? What is view? View is a if you want to make an UI, user interface, a representation, where user is going to interact, right? So this is a UI. In that UI, if you want to make, okay, if you want to make, for example, this is your UI. So which will have something like this. This is your UI. So in this UI, so you want to make some additional things like you want to give one top menu, so which is common throughout the application. Array, side navigation bar, left navigation bar, right navigation bar. Okay, and center content. So if you want to divide a page into multiple things, so this particular scenario, you can go for a partial views. For each part of the view, we can call it as a partial view. This is one partial view, this is one partial view, this is one, this is one, this is one. This way we can do. So this is called partial view. Okay, so what is partial view? Partial views are nothing but a UI or a presentation where user is going to interact. So a single view, I want to, this is one view, border is one view, as usual, our normal view. So same thing, I want to make number of small pieces. The entire page I want to divide into number of small pieces. This particular scenario, we can go for the partial view. And here one header navigation bar, left navigation bar, right navigation bar, and a middle content and the footer. Okay, and these partial views. Why we go for a partial views? So if I want to render this particular section, I want to reload this. Only I can reload this particular section. I no need to reload the entire page, right? So that it will be faster and it is convenient. So it can be reusable. For example, this left navigation bar, I want more than one page. I want same view. So if we have in a partial view, we can replace same in another view as well. So that it will improve the reusability. It will become faster so that it can load that particular section alone. And you want to send this data, we can send this particular data alone. So this is the advantage of partial views. Why we go for a partial views. Now let's see how to create this partial views. So what I'll do, I'll go to my MVC application. MVC Core web application, which we have created. I'll go to this application. So this is my MVC application. Now I want to create partial views. For example, if you see, this is your index, right? So index, we have, what is the view? Go to view. So nothing. ID, age, only these two things. So remaining all page is empty. I can use it for a partial views. So how to create partial views? So we'll go to your home controller. We have an index action. Now I want one more action. So how to create partial views? So public I action result. For example, partial view 1 or first partial view. Just for a better identification, I'm giving like this first, second. So in real time, we won't give like that. We'll give the actual names. First partial view, return. So usually we'll do the view. So here what we'll do, return partial view like this. Okay. Now right click. So this is your view name. Right click. So as usual, add view. We'll do the add view. And here either you can go for razor view empty or razor view, whatever you want. You can take. So we don't have any model now without model. Okay. And here create as a partial so that it act like a partial view. Click on check this checkbox and click on add. So what we did, we have created a I action result first partial view and return partial view. So what we did, right click, add view. So here we select a razor view section, click on add and without model. And here this checkbox we checked since it is a partial view. That's why we check this checkbox and click on add. It created the view for us, which is partial. Okay. Here I want to give something h2. This is my first partial view. Like this, I'll create. Okay. So now we need to call this. Where you need to call. Okay. So here in index page, where you want this page. Okay. So I want top of this, top of this table. I want partial view. So I'll give a view inside this at. This is how we'll call the partial HTML dot partial. So we'll give the view name. Now it will call that view. Okay. So now I'll keep the debugger here. So first it will come to index action. From the index action, it will go to index view. In the view, here we are calling HTML dot partial. So it will come to this action and it will return the view. Let's run the application. So as I told, come to index action. It click on continue. It will load the view. While loading the view, it will call this partial view. This is my first partial. Got it? So this is how we'll create the partial. So now I want one more partial view at bottom. Similarly like this, I'll create one more action. Second partial view. So right click, add view. So what we need to call razor view. Click on add without model because we don't have any model here. So uncheck this checkbox. Make sure that you have to check this checkbox. This is second partial. Okay. I'll take some div here. Style, width, 100%, and height, 10%, and background color. Okay, and here I'll take this H2. Second partial. So similarly, here also we'll take some div like this and we'll change the background color for our identification. Let's run the application now. Okay. Now, and one more thing. Did we call that partial view here? No. If you don't call it won't come. After table I'll call or after divorce. So now only it will show. You have to call here. Right? Both same color. We didn't change them. And equate. And this is aqua. Both we are calling same partial view. Here we have to call second partial view, right? I want something to be at left corner only. How you call? So this table I'll keep in three divs. Div, style, plot, left, width, 33%. This way. Or here I'll take one more partial view. Just name third partial view. So we'll go here, right click, add view, pressure view, click on add, third partial view. Check this checkbox, click on add. Third partial view. Let's change background color, forest green. Width here. Mhm. Okay. This way we'll call the third partial view here. Now let's run it. Like this. Why it is came up? Like this portion of the page. This is first part, this is second part, and here you can have the third part. It's right now. For these two also, if you set the height and width, then the second partial view will come down. So here you need one more view. You can have one more view. Okay. So this is how this is entire view. Inside this view, we could able to create now one, two, three, three partial views. Okay. And this partial view, you want one more page in about us also. You can call same thing. What you need to call, just go for about us. Okay, here empty. Okay, what you need to do, how you are calling index. Same way, go to your about us page. About us. This is how we can reuse each partial views wherever you want. So what is partial views? When you want to divide a page into number of child pages, that particular time you can go for a partial views. Partial views, with the help of partial views, we can reduce the render time because it can load that particular file alone. And we can reuse the same partial view in the multiple views. So it can reduce the code duplication, improve the reusability, reduce the code duplication, and render. If you want to refresh or render one part of the page, no need to load the entire page. Okay. We can break up the large view into smaller components. These are all the advantages of partial views. Why we go for partial views? Okay. Can use multiple partial views within a single view and we can reuse. Okay. So we have seen that. If you want to pass a model to the partial view, how you need to pass? For example, in index, we have a model. Let's assume. Okay. I'll create one model person base. Let's assume I have an ID first name. I have two properties. And I'll have one more model, person, which is derived from person base. Why? So for each model, I want these two should be there. What is last name and first name? On top of that, I'll have middle name as well. Okay. Now, in this middle name, so now I have two models. So in the base model, if I have a reference, public, person, so then now we have a relation with child and parent. Okay. Now, what do you do here? I'll go to home controller. Here, I will pass the person, person base, base equals new person base. Y is a type which is not given context. Okay. Base keyword is not supporting that. I'll just pass like this. Now, base model dot first name equals Ram. Base model dot last name equals Shyam. Like this I have. Now, for child model, now base model dot person dot middle name equals to test something like this. So this is my base model. I am passing here. Now, in a partial view, we need to call this. Okay, first in the index view, we have to call the person base. This is the model, right? Go to view. How to call this? At model application name. What is your application name? MVC Core Web App. Your application project name dot models dot person base. This is the main model. Okay. So we have now. So for example, for first partial view, I want a child view, like person model I want to call. For example, what is first partial view? This is my first partial view. Here I want to call at model MVC wrap models dot person, like this I have. Okay. Now I go here. I want display model dot middle name. I want to display this name. Now this model if you need to call for the first partial view in the index view, you have to pass the model. How? Comma model dot person. If you pass like this, then only you could able to access there. Now let's test now. Came to index. Now we are passing the model. Here is your middle name. Right? You want to display first name, last name? You can display here. Where? At HTML dot label for M implies M dot first name. Text box for last name. Text box for last name. Okay. Now here, first partial view. Here also you can do same way. At HTML dot label for M implies M dot middle name. If you want first name, last name also you can get here because it is there in the parent model. Like this. Now let's run the application. Okay. Middle. This is how we'll pass the model. How to pass the model? We need a child model and we need a base model. If you want to reuse these properties, then only this inheritance is needed. Otherwise, not needed. Okay. Now, in the base model, we will be having the relation with child. So, in the controller main view, we have to pass the base model. Okay. So, in the main view, you should be able to access your base model. To the child, you need to pass your child model in the partial view where we are calling there itself. So now in the partial view, once we have the model here, we could able to print those values. Understood, guys? This is how you create the partial views. First section, we have to create the just a view. In this scenario, we have seen how to pass the model and values as well.